Good morning, everybody. This is Adam Vorer, Vice President of the Citizens Committee for Restructured Government, www.ccrg.info, here once again with the CCRG News Roundup for July 16th, 2012. Hope everybody had a good, restful weekend, and on with the latest news stories. Now, I decided to do a story about this because a lot of people in conspiracy circles know what this is. But for those of you who do not and have come across my news program, you must research this. It is a must. The people that run our government, the people that run the world, are Satanists. We have enough proof on this. We can prove it in any court, public forum you want. And this is a place I believe it's in California. It's called Bohemian Grove. And a lot of the rich and powerful go there. As you can see, this is back in '67. You got Nixon, you got Reagan. I don't know the other faces there, but it's basically a place where all the men go, and they all talk about, their little powwow sessions, all the quote-unquote power men in the country. And basically what they do is Alex Jones has a lot of this. They do satanic rituals. They perform sacrifices to the god Molech, which is some owl god, looks like an owl. If you look in the Washington, D.C., if you look in their street plans, you'll see a pentagram, an owl. You'll see all this satanic imagery in their street plans in Washington, D.C. But this is not really that good of an article. I just wanted to show you the picture. This woman's kind of like, vaguely touching it. But the bottom line is they sacrifice innocent children. And if you look really hard, you can find pictures of them actually killing people on altars in this grove. People protest this grove every year when they have their yearly meetings. And it's basically, this is like the satanic top elite, okay? So you need to know about this. So I highly suggest everybody research this. First surveillance proof ISP taking shape. Now this gentleman right here, he's making what I understand from this article, he's making a software that basically is not supposed to affect people, it's supposed not to affect people like activists. It's supposed to protect activists and basically protect them and give them, their PCI compliance and, basically not break the law. This is basically PCI compliance for dummies is basically how to not piss off the New World Order for dummies. That's basically, using a computer. That's basically what it is. And he's getting all these donations from big companies. And big companies don't donate to a small guy unless they intend to use that software for their own personal use. So this guy right here, you can read the article. Obviously, all articles are at the bottom of the video, but you can read this whole article and get the details on that. All right. Emergency alert. UN set to ban civilian gun ownership. The UN there's an article. This is Alex Jones. You can watch this video link later. But basically, he says how the UN's now pushing to ban citizen gun ownership in the United States, and they're trying to pass this law now. So that means, it's basically Nazi Germany. If you take away the guns from the people, then what happens next? All the people start getting killed, and that's what's going to happen. World War II is happening all over again. The only difference is Nazi Germany is the United States now instead of Germany, and this is what's going on. And they're not reporting. There's riots all over the world. Iceland just gave debt forgiveness. Everybody's pretty happy in Iceland. Nobody owes any money on any debts. All these other countries are rioting. Spain, Tehran, France, Germany, Canada, South America, here in the United States. Everybody's rioting, but nothing's getting done because nobody's willing to go the extra mile to do anything. All right? So the thing here is that they're moving forward with their game plan. Also, do not forget that when the Olympics starts, I believe on the 26th or somewhere around there this month, they're planning a false flag event, all right? They're planning a false flag event. I hope nothing happens. I pray nothing happens. But they're going to blow up people, kill them, and then institute martial law in Britain, in London. And if that doesn't work, they're going to pull out their last rabbit out of their hat, and they're going to make a false flag alien invasion. And basically anyway, they're going for the New World Order government. They're going to push it and finally finalize it. And at that point, you're going to know who's who in the zoo, and you're going to have a choice to make. You can either sit on your ass and just do what they say and get microchipped, or you can fight back and possibly die a martyr, in the eyes of God. I mean, that's your only two choices. So if you're not religious or if you're not spiritual, then you'll go along with their plans. So this is for all my brothers and sisters out there who are awake and who are not awake. Please research everything, take in all the information, and find out what's really going on. You need to know. It's about to hit the fan, and you all need to be ready. I highly suggest that everybody gets some kind of a defensive firearm or some kind of defensive system set up very, very soon. This is very, very serious business. Yeah, next story. Excuse me. I thought this was funny. Egyptians throw tomatoes, chant Monica at Secretary Clinton. Now, I thought that was very funny because, when she went to go to Egypt, all the people are just basically, chanting Monica, Monica Lewinsky. As you know, the scandal between her and Clinton. Which, to be honest, if the guy was cheating on his wife, it's not a good image to send to people, in the country. It's really, really not. I would never do something like this. I'm not judging. Everybody has their limits and their breaking points. But the bottom line is what Bill Clinton did really so much worse is what Obama's doing and what Bush did and what Bush's father did. I mean, so what? Monica Lewinsky gave him, helped him out a little bit. And, I'm just saying, if that's the worst he did, I'll take him back in office. Even though he was, he's a Mason anyway. He's a Freemason, so it doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to make is they focus on the stupidest things rather than focus on the things that really need to be focused on. But either way, I just thought this article was funny. You can read that at your own leisure. Now, this picture is very pertinent because it shows, when everybody's talking about World Trade Center and 9/11 and how they said the jet fuel burned the beams. Now, this tree has been burned by jet fuel. As you can see, it's still standing there. All right? It's still standing. See the jet? Fuel came out, burned the tree. They put out the fire. It didn't kill the tree. All right? So the bottom line is jet fuel doesn't burn that hot to melt steel. It's not possible. You know how hot it has to be? You have to be in a furnace. It has to literally be like, I really wouldn't know the amount of temperature it would need to be, but it's got to be really, really high up there. And the fact that fire is not going to melt, I mean, those buildings are made so if there are fires that they won't burn down. I mean, what happens to every building that gets a fire? The beams will be melting. It's not like they're made out of wax. You know what I mean? They're made out of high-grade steel. There's no way fire is going to melt steel unless you've got a forge going. No way. This is a very, I suggest you subscribe to him. It's Zion Get. This is Brother Nathaniel. He's a Orthodox priest. I believe somewhere in country. I don't know if it's Colorado or Utah. I forget where, but I suggest subscribe to him. He basically shows the Jewish control over everything. He gives you the links and he gives you who the big players are, and he explains everything. A very Christian man. I listen to what he has to say. I take his information in. I highly suggest you listen to him. So go, Zion Get. Just subscribe to him, and you'll see. And let's see. I just want to show you guys this. This is the Chem Trails in Hollywood, California. This is what they're doing, right? Now, I have a theory, and I could be wrong about this. I think that these chemtrails, because the way the Freemasons work is they never do one thing. It never does one purpose. It does multiple things, okay? The way God works is God does one thing and it affects a million outcomes. The way the enemy works is they do one thing and it could affect, maybe 10 outcomes, have 10 reasons for it. Now they're spraying aluminum, barium, and these nanomaterials, these nanotubes, which causes Morgellons disease, to turn everybody into zombies. It's not bath salts, by the way. That's all BS. But they're doing this to turn people into zombies. So the stuff trickles down. And if you look closely, if you look at like a black piece of material, like either the leather on your car or like a black piece of paper or whatever, you'll see little red fibers and little white fibers. Like it's not dust. Dust does not look like that. So they're everywhere, all right? They're everywhere. And you need to be drinking colloidal silver to get rid of this crap. You got to drink it. It's the only thing that gets rid of Morgellons disease. You got to drink colloidal silver, all right? So you can research how to make that stuff on your own. But I have a theory that this stuff is trickling down, breathing it in, and it's taking people's brains over. It's putting thoughts in people's heads, making people do things they don't want to do, like eat everybody's face off and, naked. On top of that, it's also blocking the sun because we're having a lot, and I mean a lot, of solar flare activity. I don't know if I've been putting it in my videos, but you all need to be staying on top of the solar flare activity. And every time there's a lot of activity with our sun, solar flare activity, it actually signifies evolution in certain genetic people and genetic elements on the planet. Now, I'm only 31 years old in September, but I've noticed that, in my opinion, animals have gotten smarter. Like I don't know if it's I can't explain it. I've just seen animals get smarter, like they evolve. I've seen some people de-evolve and other people evolve. But I believe that the solar radiation, the solar flares, have a direct correlation to our genetic code, which they do. It's been proven in science that they actually enhance the genetic code and create positive mutations, sometimes negative, but most of the time positive, which can actually affect our spirituality and affect our spirit. So I truly believe that the solar flares, they're trying to block out the solar flares because that's what it does. It basically, a lot of this chemtrails reflects light back, and it actually prevents global warming, or they're trying to, because if they didn't spray the chemtrails, it will probably be like a couple degrees hotter. But you want to know something? I'll take the extra heat than have all this poison rain down on my head. So they're trying to stop you from evolving. They're trying to poison you, and they're trying to control you all in the same time. All right, all in the same time. All right, now this is just a message. We're going to end with this today. Somebody put this out, said, to the powers that were, if there's any attack or disruption at this year's Olympics, we the people know that it will be a false flag attack designed to manipulate the public into supporting your unjust wars and police state. Now, this is the stadium. If you can see, all of these are diadems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 diadems, okay? Go into Apocalypse. Read about the diadems, okay? Or in the book of Apocalypse, okay? Read about the 13 diadems, and on her, I think it was the Whore of Babylon had 13 diadems, and they have other imagery here, and they have these pyramids there. You can see right here the pyramids. There's no more, there's 13 of those. So the imagery and the satanic, Freemason imagery is there. The bottom line here is they're planning to do something. Who knows? I don't know if anything's going to happen, but it's going to happen soon. They're making their move. They're not going to do all this and set everything up and not make their move. Be ready, all of you. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. Prepare yourselves. Be ready for a battle. Either fight or sit back and submit. Those are your two choices. And if you got to die fighting, at least your life was worth something, rather than sitting on your ass and going along with the regime, okay? Now, some people, just like in French, during World War II, they were sleeper cells. They would sit back and they would survive, and they would do things behind closed doors and try to set up, meetings and resistance. Now, that's probably going to happen, and it should happen if they do take over, which they probably will. But the bottom line here is, everybody, you need to now more than ever pray, ask God to intervene on our behalf, through his son, Jesus Christ. It's the only chance we have. If it's so bad, we have no other options but to go to Christ. And you need to realize that. Even if you don't believe in God, just try it as an experiment. Get on your knees before you go to bed and when you wake up and just say, Jesus, please prove to me that you are real. Please prove to me and bless us and protect us. We need your help. Please, we need your help. And ask for the help and ask for the proof. And I guarantee you, he'll give it to you. May not get it when you want it, but you will get it. I asked for that. I did that same prayer 12 years ago, and it's been a 12-year journey of learning a lot, and I mean a lot. So I highly recommend you all start praying, and you all start asking God to intervene, whether you believe in God or not. All right? And try your best to be grateful for all that you have, because you might not have that much soon. It's about to, hit the fan. God bless you all. I have the whole world in my prayers. I pray that we can succeed through this enemy, and these attacks, and everything hopefully will work out for the best. But either way, take care. Adam Vorer, Vice President of the CCRG.info, signing off.